The camera pans around Zhang's bedroom, a slightly overweight schoolgirl with a natural gift for drawing. The room is cluttered with junk food like potato chips, hinting at the reason behind her body shape. A quick-cut montage shows her daily routine. In a voiceover, Zhang describes herself as fat and dumb, adding that even her mother shows little appreciation for her appearance. She steps onto the scale. The number freezes at 81 kilograms. Her mother glances at her report card and simply shakes her head, clearly disappointed. Zhang's grades are just slightly above average. On her way to school, Zhang buys a sandwich from a street vendor and tells us about the boy she has a crush on. She takes the stage in class, trying to convince her classmates to vote for her, even promising to do their homework. But Yi's sudden appearance throws her off. Yi is a confident girl who boldly claims she'll win again this year, just like last time. In the cafeteria, Zhang pleads with her classmates for their support. A boy snatches her backpack, saying she's offended his friend and needs to be punished. He throws her bag into a tree, drawing laughter from the crowd. Summoning her courage, Zhang climbs the tree to retrieve it but ends up falling. Later, Yi checks the voting results on her phone and is stunned to see that Zhang now has 20 votes. She had only won just minutes ago. Yi and her friend Zhang Min grow uneasy. During gym class, Zhang struggles to keep up. Exercise is pure torment for her. Back in the classroom, Zhang Min suddenly claims her wallet is missing and says she's checked everywhere. The teacher instructs everyone to stand so Zhang Min can inspect each student's bag. To Zhang's shock, a pink wallet appears in her own bag, clearly planted there. When it's her turn, Zhang Min finds the wallet. The teacher then calls Zhang to the office and informs her that she's disqualified from the election. As night falls, Zhang walks the streets alone, feeling defeated. An elderly woman appears beside her, mysteriously aware of everything that happened that day. Zhang suspects she's being followed, but the woman accurately recites her thoughts, proving she knows more than she should. She tells Zhang it's time to sleep and waves her hand in front of her face. In the next moment, Zhang finds herself lying in bed. She wakes up startled and rushes to get ready for school. While packing, she notices a strange bracelet on her desk. She puts it on and touches it. The bracelet lights up blue, displaying a 24-hour countdown. Zhang looks around for her mom to say goodbye, but the house is empty. She rides her bike to school, passing the usual sandwich vendor, now gone. At school, she finds the campus completely deserted. With no one around, Zhang begins to enjoy this unexpected solitude. She grabs a paintbrush and red paint, then starts painting on the school walls. She eats whatever she wants, guilt-free. Satisfied, she returns home and falls asleep. While she sleeps, the bracelet makes contact with an object, and time resumes its normal flow. Her mother appears and calls her to wake up. Zhang checks the countdown and sees it's still early, confirming that no real-world time has passed between her two activations of the bracelet. On her way to school, she realizes that even if no one's around, her actions can still have consequences. After school, she tells her mom she had a strange dream, but of course, her mom doesn't believe her. Back in her room, the mind-reading old woman is sitting there, sipping a soda. This time, she's here to explain everything. She tells Zhang the bracelet is a magical device that gives the wearer an extra day each week. It can distort time, creating what she calls an 8th day. But she warns Zhang that everything she does will still affect others. For example, moving something that someone else needs can alter their reality. Now Zhang finally understands how to use the bracelet. She uses it to follow her crush Jubiai, hoping to learn where he lives. She activates the bracelet again, making everyone disappear. Then she sneaks into Jubiai's room and leaves him a love letter. When time resumes, Jubiai asks his mom if anyone had come by. She says no. A short montage shows how Zhang and Jubiai continue communicating. They exchange messages via sticky notes left on his desk. Jubiai asks if she's an alien. Zhang replies that aliens are ugly. She's an angel. Jubiai says he wouldn't mind being friends with an angel. Zhang also begins using the bracelet to benefit her classmates. She pauses time and alters school documents, stamping them and adding a note that says, "The school will be on a 10-day break." Though the teachers are bewildered by the paperwork, they ultimately go along with it and announce the holiday. The students erupt with joy, leaping from their seats in celebration. Next came the long-awaited soccer match. Jubiai had been looking forward to this game for a long time, but from the very start, the opposing team dominated, scoring 3 goals in quick succession. Watching from the sidelines, Zhang felt disheartened seeing Jubiai clearly not enjoying himself. She couldn't bear to see him lose. However, she didn't act immediately. She waited for the perfect moment, when the ball landed at Jubiai's feet. At that instant, she activated the bracelet and froze time, then moved the ball closer to the opposing team's goal. When time resumed, Jubiai naturally continued dribbling and scored with ease. His team quickly followed up with more goals, eventually winning the match with a score of 11. In the girls' locker room, Zhang overheard a conversation between Yi and Jiang Min. They revealed that the previous wallet incident was actually orchestrated by Yi, who had planted Xing Meng's wallet in Zhang's backpack to frame her as a thief. In retaliation, Jiang had stuffed everyone else's wallets into Jiang Min's bag. now causing classmates to grow suspicious of Jiang Min instead. Meanwhile, Jiang and Jubiai continued their secret exchange via sticky notes. Jubiai suspected she had helped him during the game, otherwise there was no way he could have scored so many goals. It all felt too surreal. The bracelet had indeed become a powerful tool for Jiang. During a class exam, she used it to freeze time and cheat her way to first place, something she had never achieved before. Back in the classroom, she was showered with congratulations. Her classmates were curious how she pulled it off, and even the teacher praised her, saying hard work always pays off. However, was burning with jealousy. Things got worse when he saw Jubiai and Jiang painting together. Unlike before, Jiang didn't rely on the bracelet. This time, a genuine emotional connection was forming between them. Watching their joyful interaction drove over the edge. Jiang and Jubiai continued exchanging messages in the library. Jiang confessed she was just an ordinary girl until one day she received a magical power. Jubiai asked if he could have the same power, but Jiang told him it only worked for her. Jubiai said he hoped to meet her in person someday, but Jiang, lacking confidence, went silent, even as she sat right next to him in real life. Just then, another student came over asking Jubiai for help with a math problem. Jubiai couldn't solve it. Jiang couldn't either, so she paused time again, ran to the teacher's office, found the answer and returned to write it down. Soon more students began asking her for help. Eventually the entire library was swarming around her with questions. Overwhelmed by the pressure, Jiang ran away. Later, during gym class, the coach asked for volunteers to run a 1.5-kilometer race. Shoved Jiang forward, and the coach signed her up. On race day, Jiang was exhausted. Left with no choice, she used the bracelet to win. Was furious. She couldn't accept that Jiang had stolen the spotlight again. Jiang Min, who had been filming the race with his phone, noticed something odd about Jiang's running. Though the footage didn't reveal anything to others, Jiang Min had already caught sight of the strange bracelet on her wrist. Meanwhile, Jiang told Jubiai she was finally ready to meet him. She went to a shop and picked out a white dress, but it was far too expensive. She paused time, took the dress and left without paying. The next day at school, and Jiang Min broke into Jiang's locker and stole her bracelet. Tried it on but discovered it didn't work for her. She searched Jiang's bag in an empty classroom and found some notes, learning that the bracelet only responded to Jiang. Frustrated, and Jiang Min tossed it into a trash bin. Another class exam came around, and this time Jiang had no help from the bracelet. She tried to cheat the old-fashioned way but was caught red-handed and taken to the office. The school called her mother, who came to take her home. It seemed Jiang's lucky streak had finally run out. Worse still, news of her stealing the dress quickly spread throughout the school. Overcome with shame, Jiang ran away. She found a secluded place and smashed a glass bottle, only to see the bracelet reappear before her. She put it back on and spent the night alone in an abandoned warehouse. Meanwhile, her mother was frantic, desperately searching for her. Remembering her promise to meet Jubiai, Jiang rushed to the agreed-upon location. Jubiai was already there waiting, but he had arrived first. Wearing the white dress, she recited parts of the message Jiang had left behind. Jubiai mistakenly believed that he was the mysterious girl he had been communicating with all along. A year later, the old woman reappeared. She met with Jiang in a park. Jiang admits that she has made many mistakes in the past, but she still doesn't dare to go home and face her mother. The old lady tells her that while she can solve some problems, she can't erase people's memories. To become a better person, Jiang must confront the thing she fears the most. Jiang returns home and her mother finally breathes a sigh of relief. With emotional music swelling in the background, the two embrace and cry. Her mother tells her that she had been too harsh in the past, and promises never to be that way again. Jiang goes back to school. However, her desk has been moved to the very back of the classroom and no one wants to sit near her. Jiang makes up her mind to change. She starts running and exercising, throwing away all her snacks. She visits Jubiai's room and sees the wall covered in sticky notes. Jubiai apologizes for not recognizing earlier that she wasn't he. Jiang places a stuffed toy on his desk, then quietly leaves. Hard work pays off. Jiang successfully loses weight and her grades improve dramatically. Jubiai still has doubts. Holding the stuffed toy, he approaches her and asks if she is that person, but Jiang denies it. Later, she regrets her decision and writes a new note, confessing to Jubiai that she was the one who had been writing to him all along. She goes to his room to give him the note, only to find it empty. On the desk, there's only a letter. She reads it and learns that Jubiai has already gone back to his hometown. Jiang frantically rides her bike to the train station. She uses the wristband to stop time so she can catch up, but the time runs out and she doesn't make it. When she finally arrives, the train is just starting to move. She sees Jubiai and uses hand gestures to tell him that she is Pai, the one who had been writing to him. She writes her phone number on the concrete ground. Jubiai tries hard to memorize it even though the last digit is missing. It doesn't really matter. In the end, Jiang meets the old lady again on a bench. She's talking to a chubby little boy. Jiang returns the wristband to her, saying it's time for it to find a new owner. Then Jiang runs off happily. If you enjoyed the recap, Please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.